Welcome guys to another video. Today we're doing a Q&A to celebrate 3,000 subscribers, so thanks for that. If you haven't already, if you want to talk more about all the anime and manga I talk about, make sure to join my Discord, links in the description, and also have my Twitter and other social medias in the description as well if you want to check those out. Now I hope you enjoy the Q&A. All the questions are from a community post, and let's get into the questions. So question 1, if you could add a character of your own to the Kengan verse, what would his abilities and traits be? So my idea around this is to introduce a character that's more of a berserker based character, somewhat similar to Kanagito's formless style, but that's him naturally formless, and it makes it really hard for characters that use foresight to go against him, and he just goes crazy, insane, brawling berserk forms. It's craziness. That's my character I would want added in the story. Wouldn't be a top 5 fighter, but he'll be able to win against top fighters every now and then and take out many of the lower end fighters. Next question. Thanks to all the people that left questions as well. Forgot to mention that. All top tier chads. I know this is a long shot. What do you think that the person who Ryuki calls grandpa is the person who made the Niko style at the very start, who was Gayo Mukaku? They said they never seen him again, so that doesn't mean he's dead. And maybe that's how Ryuki knows Tokita, because he said he looks familiar to. What do you think? Yeah, that's very possible. It could be that Ryuki's grandfather is the person who founded the Niko style, but he could be a relative or related to that person as well, and that could be who his grandpa is as well. Who's the hottest babe in the Kengan verse in your opinion? This is fact, not my opinion. It's Kuryoshi Rino, perfect babe in the Kengan verse. And then a close second, maybe possible one, it could be Kure Rain as well. He's up there as well as, a top tier babe. Do you think the bearded Chad is still the strongest in Kengan Omega? From the characters that we've seen fight in Omega, or characters within Purgatory and Team Kengan, I think Kuroki Gensai is still the strongest there is. There may be 1 or 2 fighters in Team Purgatory that could get up there, and Oma may be even closer now than what we think, but still I think the bearded Chad is still number 1. Instead of watching anime or reading manga, what do you do in your spare time? I'm a uni student, so that eats up a lot of time as well. I did go to the gym a lot before the quarantine started, but I haven't gone to that in a month or 2 since quarantine and all that. And aside from that, uni, video games, anime, manga, and that's about it pretty much. If Niko Tokita was in the Kengan Annihilation Tournament, how far would he make it? I believe the author stated, I could be wrong about this, I'm pretty sure the author stated he'll be able to make the semi-finals, or if not finals, and that he's would be the closest fighter to beard tier in the tournament, and I think that's right. He'll either make the semi-finals or the final against Almighty Beard Kuroki Gensai, so probably a top 3 or top 5 fighter 100%. What do you think if characters from Baki and Kengan verse for each other? So I'm meaning to make a video on this, but most high-end characters, or the strongest maybe 10 or so characters in Baki, would most likely stomp and destroy everyone in Kengan, so such as characters like Pickle, Yujiro, Baki, Oliver, characters like that. Kengan characters have no chance, so get absolutely obliterated and destroyed, but small low-end Baki characters will probably fare well against Kengan fighters. This guy here has 5 questions. Who's your favorite YouTuber? Favorite YouTuber? I'm not really sure. I watch a lot of YouTube, so I got quite a bit, but I don't really have a favorite. I'll just go over what I've been watching recently. If I have to go over anime YouTubers that I watch on the regular, I watch Gigax, Gamboli, Noxtaku and all that. And then regular YouTube videos I watch a lot of XQC stuff, if you know who he is. What else there? A lot of commentary channels such as Some Ordinary Gamer and all that. Do you think Galang now could beat Oma during Kengan Ashura? No, wait. Do you think Galang now could beat Oma during Kengan Ashura? I don't think Galang would be able to defeat Oma once Oma got his memories and full Niko style control back in Ashura. I don't think he'll be able to win, but prior to that he may be able to win. So there you go. Do you think something will interrupt the Kengan vs Purgatory tournament like what happened during Kengan Ashura? I don't think though, but if it is going to happen, I hope it happens near the end of it when the fights are concluded. Maybe a raid from Worm or something along those lines, but that will be pretty interesting to see. Do you think Meguro and Ryuki are really clones of Oma and Meguro? At this point, I'm about 50% yes, 50% no. That's like, and this is completely lost. We need more information about this. We need like some confirmation, but currently I'm like 50-50 on whether they are or whether they're not. So there you go. Are you a full-time YouTuber or do you have other occupations? No, I'm not a full-time YouTuber. I'm currently a student, first year uni student doing a double degree. So that's most of my time going into that. And then YouTube is just like a side thing. And since I've been home pretty much for like 2 or 3 months now, thanks to the quarantine and all that, I've been able to focus a lot more on YouTube videos. If the QnA clan and the Hanma boys were to breed, how strong would the offspring be, and how would the women of the QnA clan react to seeing Baki, Jack, or Yujiro Hanma? So they got like extremely excited when seeing Oma and his advances stuff. So if they saw like the likes of the Hanma bloodline, it'll be over. They'll be 100% to the max horniness, out of this world, and then their kids would be absolute monsters as well. Do you watch combat sports? If so, who's your favorite fighter / per weight division? Who are they and what weight do they compete at? Be it boxing or UFC? I don't really watch that many real life combat sports. I have watched some of it. I watched it like years ago when, like, you know, I've seen a lot of stuff of Kimbo Slice, if you know who he is. Kimbo Slice in the USA, I believe, you know, a bit crazy dude. I remember watching a lot of stuff in him, but not currently. I'm not really involved in watching any combat sports like boxing or UFC, but I do watch the YouTube boxing events if you want to, you know, count that, but you know, whatever. If there was a Kengan fighting game and I wanted to add a guest character, who would you add? If it's possible, a character that's not from Baki. A Kengan fighting game and like a guest character. I would probably introduce a nerf character from like Dragon Ball, so something like Master Roshi or something like that, or a character from like One Punch Man that's nerfed like Garo, but like not having like insane like mountain level one-shot ability, something like that maybe. And if it was a real life fighter, gotta add like a Kimbo Slice in there, so you know, one of the only fighters I actually know. People often talk bad about Agito being able to adapt to any fighter style and say it's BS. He literally survived the Gyu ritual. Give him some credit. Where's the question is? I know about all this. So I probably think that Agito also knows the Niko style, yeah? So what do you think about it, bro? So as a whole, I read the whole thing. It's very possible that Agito does know the Niko style or does know some variation of the Niko style, and he does know another person of the Niko, as it may not be the same Niko that Tokita knew, but I've got to mention there was a number of Nikos. It was stated that many of them died, but it could be another 1 or 2 that survived, and that may be the one that Agito was knowledgeable about, so you could question that, or could be the very same Niko as well. So I believe he does know some aspects of it, but not the whole Niko style. How did you find out about Kengan Ashura? I found out by when it first season came to Netflix. I was looking on Netflix and I saw it. I read the synopsis and it was like, oh yeah, Friday anime. Checked it out, watched the first season. The next season came out a few months later, and then I hopped on the manga for it. Who is the best waifu? It doesn't have to be from Kengan. Mine is Rukia from Bleach. Best waifu in all of anime is Akino from High School DxD, and that's a closed case. Who is the most underrated fighters in the Kengaverse? I made this video a couple of days ago, some like 3 or 4 underrated fighters in the Kengaverse, but probably the most underrated fighter would probably be Akiro. Do you think the Wu clan and the Kuro clan was the same clan, but long in the past some guy left the Wu clan and found the Kuro clan? Very possible, or it could be the other way around, where someone from the Kuro clan left them and then became the Wu clan, and that's a fight of like who started the Kuro / Wu clan battle, and that's their behind the conflict or the reason for the conflict. So it could be either of those two. Do you think Edward Wu might be the strongest antagonist in Omega? No, because I believe he's an underling for characters or for the Worm Society. Maybe a top tier underling, but I still don't think he's at the top, so he's most likely not the strongest. He's probably up there, maybe top 5 or something along those lines. What Kengan fight do you want to see live? Wakasuki vs Julius from Kengan Ashura as the most brutal, intense, crazy fight. Could you do a face reveal? And also, I noticed there's some Spanish panels. What race are you? I'll do a face reveal one day, but for now, I'm going to keep it very mysterious. I don't really remember the Spanish panels. I'm not Spanish, I'm Australian, fully part German, but this fully Australian pretty much. I probably had the Spanish panels as just higher quality things that I found that could working the video easier. What tier of a fighter are you? I am beyond the beard tier into the mysterious Chad tier of fighter. What other mangas and animes you like other than the ones you talked about on this channel? I've talked about a lot of anime on this channel before I got into Kengan and all that, but my favorite animes include mostly ones from the psychological thriller genre, such as Death Note, Code Geass, and Monster as like my top 3 anime. Manga, I haven't read that many manga as a whole. I have read, like, I've talked about Berserk and Vinland Saga on this video, but I've read those. I've read Kengan Ashura, Kengan and Mega. I've read some other stuff. I'm still reading Beastars and still getting my way through Baki. But my favorite, I've read Tokyo Ghoul. That was probably my first manga, but I do enjoy One Punch Man as well as a manga. I haven't really talked about on the channel that much. A three-way fight between Jotaro Kujo, Kenshiro Katsumi, and Tokita Oma. Who do you think would win? So I've seen JoJo, so I know the power of Jotaro. Kenshiro, I haven't seen Fist of the North Star, so I can't really comment on his strength, and Tokita Oma, but as a whole I'll probably go for Jotaro with his stand abilities. Pretty hacks, freezing time, easy dub for that, so I don't really think they have a chance against Jotaro in my opinion. Do you think Kuroki Gensai has a chance to beat Yujiro Hanma? No, he does not have a chance. I don't think Kuroki Gensai is stopping someone who can punch an earthquake to pretty much go away. So that's just a fact about that, and this destroy, like, no, this is not going to happen. High tier Baki characters can just absolutely dominate anyone in the Kengan-verse. If you could have one rematch in Omega, what would it be? Probably Oma, or healthy Oma versus Kuroki Gensai, to see how close he is to them. Both of them at full strength, full health, going at each other, see how close they truly are in strength. If you could use any fighting style, what would it be and why? I would use the Rei's fighting style, the Reishin style I believe it was called, maybe wrong about that, but I'll use that style to be fast as a fuck boy. Pretty much the same question. Any Kengan fans, can Kengan fans beat Baki fans? Well, here's the thing about that. Kengan fans are notorious for being not able to fight, and Baki fans are notorious for being not able to fight as well. So that'll be a close fight, but I think Kengan fans will be able to defeat Baki fans by saying, you know, some more realistic adaptations of fighting in Kengan than what there is in Baki, so they may have a bit more like knowledge of fighting and be able to perform better, I guess. What is your favorite video game? My favorite video game, probably Overwatch. I played like thousands of hours, and I used the background of this video of Overwatch, so there you go, probably Overwatch. Who is your favorite or least, who is the fighter you'd least want to fight in Kengan Ashura / Omega? Probably Akura, because I don't want to be tortured, or something like Julius, because I don't want to be crushed. Do you think Yujiro Hanma or Kuroki Gensai would win Yujiro Hanma, as I said before? Do you think, who do you think can beat Falcon from Kengan Team, and how strong is Ritsudo compared to all those fighters? I think he is very strong. So as we know from the recent chapter, Falcon is currently fighting Ryuto. I don't think Ryuto is going to win, so Falcon probably there. Because before the Kengan Fights tournament started, I considered Falcon a top 3 fighter for Team Purgatory. That's my opinion. And how strong is Ritsudo compared to those fighters? I consider him high Fang tier fighter. He may be the strongest in the Extermination Force as the captain, but it is stated that the person, Misasa, the 8th Fang of Ritsudo currently, he was the person who trained Ritsudo in the form of fighting combat, so it could be stronger, but I still consider Ritsudo high Fang tier, so about on the same level as Agito and so-and-so. Who has the best theme in Kengan anime in your opinion? I don't remember most of the themes, but I do remember Kaneda Agito's theme, so that's one that I really enjoy. Besides Kengan Ashura, Baki, what other mangas, Sumetsu no Valkyrie, what other manga is your up to, dog? So I'm fully up to date, waiting for the monthly chapters for Vinland Saga. I'm fully up to date, waiting for whenever chapters get released for Berserk, once it, gets a current stream of chapters. He has came back from the hiatus with like a chapter last month, which was absolute hype. Weekly Kengan, I'm still not fully caught up on Baki. I'm up to about, I believe, the middle of the Pickle arc, enjoying that, but that's all I'm up to for Baki. I have read Tokyo Ghoul, but that's pretty much all. I read One Punch Man. I'm about 10 chapters or so behind now, not fully caught up, and I'm planning to read God of High School for the up and coming anime, and most likely going to make videos on that, as I heard it's tournament fighting based manhwa, I believe it is, so that'll be cool to watch. can you do a video about Kure clan or Irokure? I have done a video on the Kure clan. I think I replied to this guy talking about that. Do you think Mutaba could have won against Wakusufi if it was a death match and there wasn't a match after it? I believe it could have been a 90% difficulty win for Wakasuki during the fight if Mutaba went all out to the death. How well do you think Little Fang Misase is going to do? I believe he's going to win his fight. I had his fight, my prediction, his fight going up against the Fang, but now that isn't happening, I think he may go against one of the weaker fighters of Purgatory and absolute dominate to get Team Kengan an easy win, which will hype him up for like a later battle where he maybe gets defeated or has a harder fight. Who do you think with a fight between Ryuto or Okubo? Prior Omega, Okubo will dominate, but current Omega, have to see how well they both perform against Purgatory before I guess. But my current guess now will probably be still Okubo. Who do you think Terry Dyson and Prince Azad could have beaten in the tournament? Oh yeah, and what's your favorite / dream car? Terry Dyson and Prince Azad probably could have defeated maybe Ryuto, probably one of the weakest fighters during Kengan Ashura, but maybe no, may not being able to defeat anyone and lost in the first round. So there you go. And favorite dream car? I don't really have a favorite dream car. I did have a dream car of a Nissan GTR, something like that, but I'm not really sure at this point. Who do you think is a Chad of Chads in Kengan? Clearly it's the almighty big Kuroki Gensai. And what is your favorite realistic fight in Kengan Ashura / Omega? Favorite realistic fight, probably go for Okubo versus Kano as the most realistic fight and quite enjoyable to watch as well, with it being one of the most underrated and of course the most realistic in my opinion, and I think many others agree on that. And that's pretty much it for today's Q&A. If you enjoyed today's video, if you haven't already, I don't know, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and all that, join the Discord if you haven't already, and that's it guys, peace.